In what could be considered one of the coolest developments in some time for Nintendo 64 fans, a playable ROM of the game Dinosaur Planet has been released online via a gaming preservation group today. The game, which eventually became Star Fox Adventures, an early GameCube title, was originally supposed to be Rare's swan song on the N64, and final game with Nintendo before they were bought by Microsoft. However, before this could happen, Shigeru Miyamoto, the creator of Super Mario and The Legend of Zelda, went to Rare and convinced them to bring the game to the GameCube as a title within the Star Fox franchise. After finding this out, I found the game and booted it up within RetroArch to see how playable it is. While not perfect, it was definitely playable using the parallel emulation core. The game opens up with an almost identical, if downscaled version of the opening moments of Star Fox Adventures.
I've had a garbled message from the wizard. Something about a floating mountain hidden within a storm. Why he thinks Princess Pike will be out here, I don't know.
After the brief flying segment, you end up on the Flying Galleon, and this is where things start to differ immediately. Crystal fights off a few enemies during a tutorial and confronts General Scales, where he promptly flees and Crystal takes the ship to Warlock Island, another differentiation from the finished game. In Star Fox Adventures for the GameCube, Crystal is able to walk around the ship until she is promptly yeeted off of it by General Scales. Warlock Island plays as part of a tutorial level where Crystal looks for her uncle and finds the destruction left behind by the Sharp Claws. During this segment, Crystal obtains her first spell, solves a few Zelda-inspired room puzzles, and learns how to interact with her environment as she looks for her uncle. In comparison, at Krazoa Temple, which again acts as a bit of a tutorial as she attempts to find one of the Krazoa spirits. After these segments, you switch over to Saber, or Fox McCloud, as he pursues some Sharp Claws who are picking on a small dinosaur, who you later find out to be Prince Tricky. This is similar to the Ice Mountain section in Adventures, as you need to race the Sharp Claws in order to get to Tricky first. From there, you can learn how to interact with Tricky and play through the mountain section. The biggest change here is Fox carries a sword instead of the staff that you see in Adventures. I'd still be checking the game out further, but unfortunately, my game froze after trying to pick up an item that Tricky dug up for me. The interesting thing is, even though I saved my game, upon reloading, I was unable to progress, and obtaining items seemed to trigger the same bug in the emulator over and over. Until I get it working on my flash cart, I think that's all I'm gonna get to explore for now. After playing it, and then booting up Star Fox Adventures, am I glad they made the move to the GameCube? To be honest, yeah. While this game looks like it could have been a fun romp on the Nintendo 64, I think the jump from it to the next generation of consoles was probably the largest since the onset of 3D gaming. Would it have been cool if Rare had co-developed an N64 version in tandem with the GameCube version? Yeah. And at that time, companies were publishing versions of their games on both older and newer generation hardware. But the past is the past, and this was a cool little look at what could have been. If you think this discovery was awesome, hit the like button, and let me know if you plan on trying out the Dinosaur Planet beta. Thanks for watching.